very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a fifth generation farmer, and I started BigBarn, which is a social enterprise 20 years ago, because we were growing onions on the farm, and every year we got £100 a tonne for them, but we saw them on the Tesco shelf 2 days later for £800 a tonne. So we got rather annoyed at the fact, and we didn't make any money if it wasn't for subsidies the government gave us. So the food industry to me is an absolute disaster. So I'm here to talk to you about where we are now with the food industry in relation to this American trade deal, where I think we want to be and how we're going to get there. And I'm going to blatantly promote BigBarn at the end. I'm sorry, but it's how we can all work together to improve this. And when I first started BigBarn, I used to come to these events dressed as Carrot Man, superhero, and I used to dance to Fight the Power by Public Enemy, and then dive into a phone box, change to me, and I used to come back and say, that was Carrot Man, he thinks we need to fight the power, but we consumers have the power, so let's use it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So, where are we now? We're in a pretty awful place as far as food farming is concerned. On average, farmers get 9p in every pound you spend on food in the supermarket, and food that we buy, for every £1 we spend on food, it actually costs £2 when you add back subsidies, soil degradation, and cost of cleaning water and everything. And we in this country, 20% of our NHS cost is on food-related disease, which we talked about already. But in America, 40% of their food is wasted, and their food system is effectively bankrupting their health system. Now, we don't want that. That's just absolute and utter madness. And why the government are even thinking of allowing this chlorinated chicken, ractopamine injected pork to allow into this country when it's illegal to produce it in this country, surely that product is illegal. And there shouldn't be any question about allowing it. Just don't allow it. So when we've got those kind of things happening, we've got real worries. And what we need is to see change. And what I think we need is to move away from this big business food, and we need to move to local production, local communities, and going to your local baker, going to your local farm shop, communicating with these people to find out what's going on and encourage them to grow more food and great food. And what we do at BigBarn to do that is we have a local food map, and if you look at the local food map and see a little carrot flag, it means that you can grow stuff in your garden or in your school, and you can take it there and they'll sell it to you. And that's called Crop for the Shop. And what a great way for every person and every school to be growing food and selling it through their local shop. And it kind of builds communities. One thing that we did, and one thing that we desperately need is at the moment we've got a food industry that separates us from where our food comes from. We've had that for 30 years with the supermarkets, and that separation has made people not understand anything about food. So we need to get people more enlightened. So one of our big things is Crop for the Shop in schools. We ran a project in Leicester where we built them a veg patch, planted fruit trees all around the playground. We went in every 2 weeks to get the kids growing food in the veg patch, little plants. And I went there at harvest time. We were harvesting carrots, and I said to the kids, who likes carrots then? And they went, oh, I hate carrots. And I said, well, look, where the teacher's looking, let's wash them off and have them raw. And they all loved them. And then they packaged them up, put the price on, and they took them up to the shop, and the shop gave them some money for the carrots, and they took the money and gave back to school. And these kids learned so much about food, and even the special kids with special educational needs got straight into it. And it's quite natural, because for thousands of years we've all been growing food. It's only in the last 60 that we've stopped. And if you allow these children to get their hands in the veg patch, they really learn. And then I came across a school over the week, just last week, in Lincolnshire, and they've changed all their teaching to everything's food related. and they found that these kids are so enthused about food and always talking about it and getting their parents to change. And if we could all do that, what difference it would make? But they've been approached by Ofsted and told, what are you doing this food thing for? You're supposed to be concentrating on maths and English. And the headmaster has said, bugger off, they can. I'm doing what I think is right, and it's really working. So this is one thing that we've been doing for years, and we're trying to pressurise the government, and we're trying to get together a load of videos on how these schools have broken down these barriers, and then to help other schools do the same thing. But we need the government to make changes, and it's just so obvious that we should do this. And so what we're doing at BigBarn is encouraging local trade and providing all these initiatives to get people to change. And what I'd love you guys to do and spread the word is please have a look at our local food map. Type in your postcode, it shows you a map of your area with lots of icons on the map. You click on the icon and it tells you what we do. And in some cases you can buy and they'll deliver to you, or you can buy and collect. And we're trying to team these people up, trying to get the school involved with Prop for the Shop, get everyone growing and sharing food. So please grow food at home or at your school. Try and get your school involved in this and ask them questions about, what about getting food? What about having a veg patch? Because we've got 26,000 schools in this country, and 16,000 have already got a veg patch. So it can be quite easy to change. So let's do that. If you know a website or have a website like City Council, still here, please have the map on your site, because we've got a bit of code so that any website can have the map. What we're trying to do is build a map that everyone can use and share, and the more people that use it, the more powerful it becomes, because everyone who's on the map has a password to add more information. And I'd like to finish with a grace that you might like to use for Sunday lunch tomorrow. Actually, can you video this?
Yeah.
May we be truly thankful that we have great food in this land, from west to east, and still have farmers to grow and rear a regular feast. But let us not become complacent. We must not allow those great big shops to herd us down their aisles and make us buy American imports and other such slop. We must buy fresh and direct from local farmers to encourage them to grow food that doesn't harm us. For the best food every day, visit bigbarn.co.uk. Thank you.
Thank you.